Hello, 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 I'm the PaintedDog and welcome back to something a bit different. It's Brewmaster Beer Brewing Simulator. Now I've had this game for a while now and I recently discovered it again when I was a bit bored. And yeah, and beer brewing lies close to my heart, but I may be getting into that later on. But I did play a bit, so I've unlocked some of the other equipment and stuff like that. And as you can see, we're on day 76 of spring, and there's no jobs left to track. If you take a look here, this one I just unlocked the Home and Hearth brewery, so that one was complete. I had a beer in stock for that, and the same with this. But I still brewed a couple of other beers just so we have something in stock. So let's take a look at this. As soon as a new season arrives, new ingredients unlock. So I tend to buy those ingredients and equipment and stuff like that. I think let's maybe try this one. So let's spin that. Let's just make sure that we have all the ingredients. If we go catalog, pinned recipes. We have a picnic cooler, but I have another cooler that we can use. I have other pots and stuff like that. We have all that. Yeah, we have everything. So I'm not even gonna worry about that. So if you take a look, let's go into catalog and just normal equipment. I have two medium pots. I went ahead and I bought a basic mash tun, medium. I have a medium fermentation container and a small. I have a medium plastic barrel conditioning container. We have a micro pump. Yeah, we already have one. And I bought a medium immersion coil and one of these bad boys. I might just want to get two of those, but I think for now that will be fine. Okay, so we have that. Oh yeah, and I'm level 15! Woohoo! So let's see. Let's start up. I'm gonna get one of those pots. I'm gonna get that mashing tun. And I'm not gonna worry about the fermenter yet. So let's go ahead and hold E to clean our basic mash tun. Put that there. Clean that. And this doesn't fit in that sink. So we need tubes. And you can't clean the tubes, which is a bit strange, but okay. So basically they throw out the tubes and get new ones every time. So they say you have to add 21 liters of water, but I'm going to go a bit more because you'll see later on. Sometimes you brew a beer and basically you have to have a small beer to get to, yeah, three sizes, small 20 liters in 40 and 75. If you get below a certain liters, then you can't taste your beer, so that's a bit of a problem. Okay, so we need to add 5.5 kilograms of Belgian Pilsner and 1.5 kilograms of Belgian Pale Ale. So to make it a bit easier for myself, Belgian Pilsner, okay. So I'm going to take 500 grams, then kilo, and then 4 kilograms. And this one I believe I need 1.5 kgs. Yeah. So let's open that up with V and let's start pouring. Now what's great about this, you can just pour it in. You don't have to basically eye it when it's time to stop it. Otherwise you have to pour bit for bit and then you have to get it close enough, and I don't like that. So a bit of background. 'Cause, 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 'c That was a bit loud. Did I pour everything? It seemed a bit strange there for kilograms. So a bit of background. I'm also a micro brewer. And when I was at university, how do I put this without giving too much away? Okay, I can just say that. But part of our syllabus was, okay, this is empty, I can just throw this away. So part of our syllabus was to brew beer in our third year for microbiology. If you don't know this, I'm a certified microbiologist. Hopefully that music won't give us trouble. But yeah, so part of our third year syllabus is to brew beer. So that was my first exposure to microbrewing, and when I was post-grad in honors, masters and PhD and all that, I got the opportunity to join the beer brewing team of our university, which is great. So I got exposure to mashing tuns and all that type of equipment. We didn't start with extracts, we started there. Okay, but when the beer brewing club team was started, they started with extracts, but only for about a year. Then they moved to full grains. Oh, so yeah, so I joined that team, and we would compete at university level with different universities and SAB craft brewing stuff. But we got the chance to experiment, because that's what you want to do as a scientist. And because we're microbiologists, fungi and all that is our staples. So yeah, we got around to play with this, and yeah, we did a lot of brewing for competition. But you only needed one case of 450, 500 ml. So that's 12 beers. So it's about 6 liters of beer for a competition minimum. So we used to brew in about 50-liter batches. So then you would have a brew on a Friday, and then you can get the beer, because what we did was you bought the ingredients and you brewed your own beer. So you got your beer at basically cost price for the ingredients, not even for cost price for the finished wort or the finished beer. So yeah, so that was great times. And when I left university a couple of years ago, I continued with this. Now, since we moved into a new house, I haven't got anything set up, and I had to get rid of my brewing equipment because we moved 1,000 miles. Literally 1,680 something kilometers. So yeah, it was a bit of a travel for us, but that's fine. I'm going to close that up. I'm going to take this, put that back, place that on top of there, and get that heated up. So we need to heat this water until 84 degrees Celsius. So if you take a look there, contamination 1%, hopefully that goes down. If you heat T and you scroll up, you can speed up time. But I did a bit too much there. So that's no good. So let's get this. And you have to concentrate. That's the one thing. Like a lot of men, I struggle with that. Okay, so that's a nice thing. You can speed run the filling of that stuff and the boiling. But now we have water there ready to go. So I'm going to speed this up again, but I'm going to concentrate now a bit more. And I went past again. Do we risk it? I say let's try it. Problem is you can get some of the proteins that will basically denaturate, and you don't want that. But it might add interesting flavors. That's the nice part about microbrewing. there's guidelines, and then you just use it like that. So now we need to take this for 10 liters approximately at 65 degrees for 1 hour. Now if you take a look here, it's 6:42. You might get a lot of off flavors because we mashed in at a high temperature. So the beta amylase and alpha amylase is all over the place, but that's fine. We got that now, and now we need to perform a mash out. I'm gonna fill this to about 24 liters, so maybe about 10 liters. Let's make it 9 liters just in case. Or thereabouts. Close that off. And put that to the side. Now we need to take this and pour it over to our brewing container. So I'm just going to clean this out. Going to put that there, not on the edge like that. And grab some piping. I'm all over the place today. Open that up and let that fill up. Almost pick this up and pour it over. That would have been problematic to say the least. And all that grain would also be taken over. Start that up. And I liked in real life to also clean as I go. Put that away. Heat the water until that. Then let's get the hops ready. Pacific Emerald and Pacific Emerald, I believe this is 10 grams. And the other one, I believe it's British hops, yes. And if I'm not mistaken, it's 45. Let's just make sure. Pacific Emerald 10, 45. Okay, great. So as soon as this boils, I see contamination 4.5%. That's not great. So as soon as this is up to 100 degrees Celsius, which at sea level is 100 degrees Celsius boiling point. Where I started microbrewing, that was about 93 degrees Celsius. Because the higher you go, the less energy is needed to boil water. And 100 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to open that up and put the 10 grams in first. Now this needs to boil for 50 minutes. So we're on 17, so you have to go to 7. 907. Or thereabouts. Then I'm going to place in the other one. And that has to go for 10 minutes. So we are now on 909. Let's grab the peppercorn. It says when you take it out it's 1 gram, but that's fine. You can see what we'll do there. So 909. So 19. So every time you click it's 1 gram, which is great. So then we need to remove that hops. Let's close that up. And now we need to cool the wood until it's 20 degrees. So let's take this. Wrong one. Come on, let's go and get the chiller. Now, I wouldn't be like this in real life. Real life, I'm a stickler for try and stop contamination. But now I'm just going to try to do this. Place item. Let's get that into the sink. Get that connected and open this up. And let's cool this down. So I'm going to try. As soon as you see the contamination, that's the third one from the bottom on the left hand side, starting to go up, I'm going to stop time and take out the chiller and let it cool down naturally. Because usually you will place a lid on top of this still, even while it's cooling down. It won't keep everything out, but it will keep some of the dust particles out. What we used to do is, before we took the... Let's take that out and close that up. We can't clean this out either. So before we used to open any pots, we would put off air conditioning so there's not a lot of airflow because there's no windows there. We close the door, put the air conditioning off, and just use sanitizer to spray over area just to capture most of the dust particles floating around in the immediate vicinity and let that settle out before we open up anything. That helped to keep our contamination down. So you see this contamination now is 1.65 and it's an 85. So you know what? Let's go ahead and advance a day. 4.5, so it's still quite high. But that's fine. Now we need to transfer that to our fermentation vessel. So the thing is, I'm just going to pour this out. But usually, will that be enough? Yeah. Usually you don't want to get this too aerated. So you would slowly pour this out and all that. But I think for now, let's pick it up and dump it. It's a game. I don't think it will be that true to life. Close that up. Put that away. Contamination is still at 1%. That's great. So you now need wilder ale and Sixtus ale. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, it's only half of each. Yeah, because this is 150 grams. So this is now a click, click, click type of thing. Use Q and A. Tilt packets. See, I poured way too much in there now. But it's strange to get just half of a packet of yeast. And I used too little of that, but that's fine. Let's put that away. And now we need to ferment this at 20 degrees Celsius for 15 days. Okay. Now we need to add corn sugar. 14% contamination. That's not great. Usually it tends to go down a bit with fermentation. So 350 grams. Close that up. Put that away. Now we need a conditioning. I'm going to use a medium one. You know what, no, let's just use the 21 liters. Make sure this is clean. Put that down. Grab some tubing as well. Open that up. Connect. Connect. Open. close that up. $18.48, so this is why I left this water here. Grab that. Intake. Outtake. Get this filled up to about 21 liters. The contamination is going up a bit, but that's fine. Take all that, clean that out, put everything away. Now it has to condition at 20 degrees for 21 days. Let's just go 22 days. In conditioning, that wouldn't make too much of a difference. Contamination is 9.6%. ABV 9. It's a bit high, but let's go and see. Mark that off. We're looking for a Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Okay, 5.4 SRMs. A darker berries, 4 points. Okay, that's good. Malty and sweet, great. Let's see the flavor profile. We're gonna have some off flavors. 3.16, that's not good. But it could have been worse. Let's take a look at... Okay, yeah. Let's see. Belgian Golden Strong Ale, yes! 94%. So just for clarity, it needs to be brilliantly clear and it needs to be body of light to medium. That's the two things that we didn't get. Otherwise, it's a great beer. And I thought we were going to do really bad with this. You see, the thing is, it's hazy. You don't want that. And it's a very heavy body and it needs to be a light to medium body. What are we gonna call our beer? Belgian Breaker Ale. And it's a Belgian Golden Strong Ale. I'm gonna leave it in the Belgian bottle. What glass do we want? No, it's for Belgian styles. And I'm just gonna leave the labels. These are a couple of beers that are off. Here you can see a couple of the beers that I brewed previously that I didn't submit for any competitions. And here's the bottles. Okay, so we did brew a Belgian Golden Strong Ale. Great. So this will be the end of this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this. I might just record another one. And yeah, I'm going to progress to the next season and see what jobs there are. And we might just be able to brew another beer and submit it. Or we can use one of the other ones that we brew. I'm going to brew a couple more beers just so we have something in stock. Maybe another Belgian Golden Strong beer. I'm a sucker for strong beers. But yes, let's see what we can do. But I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you in the next one. Cheerio.